Hello, I'm Richard Hurstwood, and what I want to do is give you some ideas and welcome you to your brand new Sound to Light sack. I've actually been inspired with Sound to Light equipment since my old DJing days back in the 1970s and 80s, but recently things like Annie Music, which we're showing here, which is wonderful video that works with sound, is absolutely fantastic. And another place that inspired me to look for this kind of equipment was the Space Centre. They've got fantastic sound to light facilities there, but it's expensive. So essentially this little DVD is about how you can do sound to light relatively cheap. So first of all, let's show you how both of these work. It's dead easy. And the first one we'll look at is the drinks coaster. We've got a sensitivity control which is there and the on-off switch which is right there. So here we go. So all you need to do is switch the switch to on, as demonstrated there, and then the unit will go through a sequence of flashes. It's not being powered by sound at the present time, it's just going to do different things, like this. It's really nice for visual stimulation, but if you want to make it work by sound, all you need to do is flick the switch from on to sound responsive and we're off. And here is a unit on sound to light, so I've got to talk, wah, 1, 2, 3, boo, to actually make it go. Now one thing you need to learn about this unit is how to control the sound sensitivity. Let me show you. So if I have the sound sensitivity turned down, I can shout and very little will happen. But if I turn the sound sensitivity up just a little bit, now, boo, boo, boo. I'm having to speak quite loud, boo. And as you can see, just a couple of panels are lighting up. So let's make it even more sensitive by turning the sensitivity up just a little more. Now it's on full, boo, boo, boo. Fairly quiet noises are going to make this work. So you need to play with the sensitivity control to see how to make the thing work to the volume you actually want. I'll show you some more ideas for that when we come to the ideas section of this little film. Play with the Sound Light Drinks Coaster. It is brilliant for visual stimulation and great for using with music. Essentially the same happens with the light bar. This doesn't have an automatic control, so that means you can't just switch it on and run it in a sequence. You have to basically talk to it and it'll work with sound. So with this unit, the on-off switch is on the side. Switch it on and it's working sound operated. Switch it off when you've finished. That thing, no idea what that is. So just switch it on and off with the button right there and it's away. The sensitivity control is on this side. So once again, play with the sensitivity control on the side and see how many bars you can light up. It's great fun. Boo. So now we've cracked the operation of these two little units, let's give you some ideas and show you, well, why we put a survival blanket in with the kit as well. So for those of you who've got small sound systems, something like an iPod dock will work quite well. It doesn't have to be amazing quality, but a good bass response is always going to set off sound to light equipment much better. If you're from the old school and you've got a cassette deck, try that as well. Any sound system will work. I'm just demonstrating this with a titular little Harman Kardon which worked very well. Both the drinks coaster and the light bar will work fantastic. And don't forget, it doesn't have to be a small little sound system. Those of you with big sound systems like this fantastic Bose L1 will find they work absolutely wonderful. Okay, what you may be wondering is why we've got a survival blanket with the Sound to Light kit. Well, here's the reason why. Scrumple it up, stick it in a corner, put some music on or start shouting very loud and put your little Sound to Light units in with the survival blanket. It's fabulous. And of course I couldn't do a video without involving an umbrella, so here's a clear brolly with a survival blanket thrown over the top of it and then the lights put inside. Works great. Oh, here's another one. Take a box, a shoe box, get some roasting foil and Get the box and put the foil inside it. Or you could use your survival blanket. It'll be absolutely great. There you go. A little shoebox story, as Flo Longhorn would say they are. But here's a little sound to light room. Ideal for the tray of a wheelchair or something like that. Here's a bin. It's quite a big bin. Just threw a sound light thing in with the survival blanket. Great. If you don't want to use a survival blanket, just get a cardboard box and put them inside. It makes a really nice dark room, not quite as glary for some. Now take a close look at this sound light bar. Notice the end is blue. Now, when it flashes, the last light to flash is blue. And a speech and language therapist told me that she'd been working with a sound light bar like this and was working with a little boy who was very loud. And when he spoke, he had to talk so he didn't go into the blue, so he was nice and quiet. I thought that was lovely. Here's a great idea. Take a really simple box and then get your survival blanket and get it shoved in there. And then what you want to do when you've got it shoved on is get your lid, make sure it all fits all right. That's great. Take your light bar, switch it on, and take your drinks coaster and make sure that's switched on. You want it on sound activation so that we can tap the box or we can play music to it. And then make sure it's the right way up. There you go. And a bit scruffy that, so I'll just neaten it up a bit. There you are. I just took the survival blanket underneath the lid. Now when I tap on the box, I get some really nice cause and effect worked with that, which is lovely. The other thing that you'll find is if you're on a resonation board, you can just tap on the board, or in this case I'm tapping on a table, and the tapping makes for a wonderful little touch switch. Fantastic for cause and effect, fantastic for understanding how to make light work. You could of course take out the survival blanket and just use an opaque box. It would be great. I've used these in cow tents and all sorts of different places, and to be honest, with a bit of imagination, these things can be absolutely wonderful fun. But please do be aware that these are sold as novelties, tools, not toys, so they're not suitable for younger children. They do have small parts, they have battery compartments. If you're working with somebody who's likely to throw it, make sure they can't. Work with these should always be supervised. Don't leave people on their own with this stuff. I've shown you some great ideas with survival blankets, but they can be dangerous. Even cardboard boxes can offer a danger to people, so please be careful when you're using this kind of equipment. It is great fun and it gets great results. Even though they're cheap, all the components, all the things in these sensory kits need to be handled with respect. So all those things aside, I hope you have great fun with your Sound to Light kit from Hurstwood Training.